Okei, hyvää iltapäivää. Do you hear my voice? Okay. So as I wrote there, I feel a bit ill. I have some kind of virus probably beginning to do some work on me, and I have sore throat, kurkku kipeä, and a little bit fever probably. Yes, thank you. Let's hope it is. I know many colleagues who are ill right now, so this is probably some kind of virus in this area. So I will today only go through these two last examples in this triangle test which you made on 5th day September, and after that I give you some exercises to do, and I will end speaking after I have gone through these two examples, but I am online here to answer questions, and I hope that when you start doing those exercises there, you will send pictures or scannings of your calculations to me, either via email or via WhatsApp, and I will check those calculators and see if they are correct. I think it's okay for this time, so we get a good practice of these triangle problems. Probably many of you already can solve these all kind of problems you see in this page right now, but maybe not everyone, and that's why it's important to send me your calculations, and so that I can get a vision how well you manage these problems right now. Okay. And I will show something from the Moodle. This is a vision which student can see right now. So there is this refresher course which are we going through right now, and actually are ending it. Well, maybe today's lessons are the last one of this refresher course. There we had to go through these most basic calculation rules, and then also this right-angled triangle, and after that we will go through to material which concerns algebra and geometry and analytic geometry. But I have put here some advices how to complete this course. There will be many have asked if there are any assignments to do. Not yet. There hasn't been anything necessary to be sent to me, but quite soon I will start adding there some assignments to do, and they are there will be 30 assignments, which some are quite simple and short problems, but some are a little bit trickier. And I have written probably there or in some, yes, there it is. It is okay to cooperate. If you, of course, it is probably easier to cooperate when you are in the campus here, so you will see from face to face other students in this class. But of course, in this online group also, you are able to cooperate. It doesn't mean, of course, that one calculates the problem and gets an answer and other ones copy. Those problems will be or assignments will be given in that format that there is always the same problem for everyone, but the calculating values differ from student to student, so it is not exactly the same problem for everyone. But of course, if you can help your student pal there, I'm more than glad. But every time remember that studying is not to getting right answers, but to learning things. And of course, if you help your pal there or friend there, always check that he or she actually understands what you are trying to explain to him. That's what I try to do also when I ask you to send me your calculators, even though you don't every time get points from those problems you have solved. But here in this multiple page, it is shown how do you get grades in this course. This is one point I want to point right now that of course I have had tens of courses concerning algebra and geometry, but this actual course which I am having right now with you is the first one I am having this, and there have been earlier teachers who have had this course before me, and I've got some materials from them, but it is not or I will say that it is never easy to have a course using someone other's material. I will add those materials to the Moodle, and right now I have put some trigonometry material there. So of course it is useful to study from these materials made from other teachers. I will not go through in the same order on or exactly the same examples, but you will learn by watching and reading and trying to calculate those examples other teachers had done for this same course. And that same holds in these assignments. Earlier courses, they have had some assignments serious, and I won't take the exactly same series. I will go them through and try to use my imagination also to get such kind of assignments I like best. Yes, and then there are um, this is the page where you will find those assignments to be returned to the e-teacher. Opettaja is teacher in Finnish, and opettajalle is to the teacher. Palautettava is returned. Harjoitustyö is assignment. So it is exactly the opposite order of the words as in English. And this is the place where I will put those assignments when I get those ready. They will be there one by one, and actually right now I have I have one assignment ready, and I will put that quite soon there. But first I want you to do this, which is written here in the bold font. As I told you that everyone has the same assignment to do, but different values to start calculating. Number values differ from student to student. So you need a number to use to find your own assignment from that list. I will put those assignments in Excel format, so there will be Excel in which there are rows, maybe 100 rows, and for example your student number for this course may be probably 55. And if your number is 55, you will every time watch the line 55 in that table, and there you will find your own problem to solve. So please send me an email to ask your personal number for that. And every time when you send me assignments to check, write there your whole name, because I have noticed that many students, many of my international students use many names. For example, when they use their personal email, not every time I can recognize who is the student who is sending that email, because the name doesn't always be the exactly same name as I have in my list. So every time send your whole name, and this is important, student number. That means that number which you have got from when you started your studying here in Seinäjoki University of Applied Sciences. And then also that your personal number of assignment so that I can be every time very 100% sure who is sending that assignment, and so that I can check it from the right person's line from my checking table. And one important thing is the accuracy. So there many times in problem there has been said what will be the accuracy of the result. For example, if in geometry problems many times the problem is to solve a length of some part, for example in the triangle. And there may be said that the answer should be correct in, for example, 3 decimal places. That means that after the dot or point or that comma, as in Finnish we usually use, there has to be 3 decimal places after that dot. And to get that exactly right, you have to be sure that you don't round these intermediate results too much. Maybe best would be to use all the decimals which your calculator gives, or at least lots of more decimals than the final results needs. Okay. Was there anything else I wanted to say? And here there is the study material for trigonometry, as I told. There is a lesson notes from the courses of Pasi Mikkonen and Tommi Ylimäki, who has had this course before me. I think most of the material is made by Pasi Mikkonen. I'm not quite sure. Probably Pasi will be your teacher in some mathematics courses after me. I am quite sure, because he he has at least for automation engineering, Pasi has had his mathematics courses. And there is some material which he has made during his lessons. So be free to study from that material also. And then I found it was here. I should write in or put it in other section, but not right now. It is in this mathematics refresher course. And here I found this kind of internet link of this mathematics books, which I also have right in a printed format, introducing pure mathematics, and it is there free online available. And I like that book much. It is a basic mathematics books, and it has, I think, many kind of mathematics there. So I think it may be useful for you also in other courses. There are lots of exercises and examples. That was, of course, there are lots of good mathematics books also, other books also. I have already seen some of here in campus classes. I have seen some mathematics books which students have had on, and there are lots of good mathematics books available. And then I put here the calculation rules challenging exercises, a little bit trickier than these simple training series earlier, and then also right angle triangle training series. But now I will start going through this math skills test of the last problems, 25 and 26. So let's go there. 25. So the problem was calculate the measure of the angle beta when you know A and B, and the answer should be given in degrees and round it to 4 decimal places. Yes.
Yes. Your training questions, do you need to submit it? I have not submitted any. I only completed skill test, and after
Yeah.
that, I have not submitted anything to you.
No. You. It's okay. Not ready. There hasn't been any. Some of you have sent me some uh, pictures of their calculations when they have had some problems, or they haven't get the right answer, or they have asked if their answer is correct. Many problems can be solved in many ways, and also the final result can be written in many ways. But right now there hasn't been any officially or necessary problems to send for me. There will be, yeah, all those. Okay, thank you. All those which you actually have to send to me, they will be in this, if I find it. Here where it is written assignments to be returned to the teacher, or all those assignments which you have to return will be coming here in this course. Okay, 25. So we know R and A and B. Sorry, let's take this number in Finnish. Does anyone know what is this number in Finnish language? 25. Yes, that's correct. 25. 25. This is written in one word. In Finnish, we have many times very long words, but there are part kaksi, which means 2, 10 means 10, and 5 means 5. So 2 tens and 5 is the number. And the problem was there we had of course, always it is a good way to write a picture or draw a picture of the triangle. And here we have A equals like this and B equals like this. And we have to find the measure of the angle beta. Which one is the angle beta, the red one or blue one? I have a pens here. Which of these angles are angle beta? There was an answer red. Do you do you have any other options? Well, how about blue? The beta is like an eye which is watching the side B. So here is beta. And the same way the alpha or large A is the angle which is it is like an eye which is watching the A. So there are the same numbers. Of course, we will also we may also write with the big A and big B letter. And now we have to find out the measure of angle beta. Do we use sine or cosine or tangent? Can you repeat?
Tan beta equal to
Yes, tangent. So this must be calculated. So it is beta, and then we know that tangent beta is the opposite divided by adjacent, or the side in the opposite side of the triangle. So there will be tangent beta equals B divided by A. Every time beta, if we have tangent or sine, there will be the same letter. So if we have beta here, so there will be B here. And if we have alpha here, so there will be A here. So these first letters are the same. First two letters are the same. So now we know that beta is such kind of angle that the tangent of that angle will be b divided by a. So how will we get the beta? What is the way to solve that?
Hello, we need to put tan inverse b by 4. Then we'll find it.
Can you repeat? What do we need to do?
We should put tan inverse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you mean this? Is that? Yes, that tangent and this -1 there. Inverse tangent or when I studied, I think this is mostly used in universal mathematics, but in my studies we used to use arkustangent in Finnish. We wrote it like this. This is Finnish word, or shortened form was arctan, b divided by a. But I don't like this way to write. I mostly use this international method or notation, this inverse tangent. And of course, one reason for that is that mostly the calculators use that method. So, for example, my Texas calculator, there is this trick button, and by pressing that, we find these inverse functions there. And also in some other, I try to find. I have many different calculators, but right now I am at my home office, and here I don't have so many. But for example, in this calculator, we find these inverse functions from the same button as those usual sine, cosine, and tangent. This works so that we press 2 times. Now once I get sine, and next time I get sine, this inverse sine. And there are some other functions there also available with the same button. So with this, I forgot we need it was the inverse tangent, not the inverse sine, but the same method there. So there I will find this inverse tangent there, and then I will write there the numbers. Let's write it in the paper also. B divided by, my picture unfortunately did not go in scale. I was lazy and did not check the values of those lengths. Actually, A is a little bit longer than B, and in my picture it is just in opposite way. But right now I will have possibility to write those numbers there and find out the result. 43 degrees about. Of course, if I watch these two length of sides, they are almost the same length, so it is quite understandable that the angle will be quite near 45 degrees if they were exactly the same. So the angle would be exactly 45 degrees. And as I said, my picture is I draw this picture stupidly because this A is a longer one, so actually it would be in right scale about this kind of triangle. And if I now would use this angle measure equipment, so I would get about 43 degrees. Actually, I get it right now, but it's just I just try to figure out the length of the B side just by hand or with this pen. But of course, it is always good way to draw those pictures in scale if it is possible, if you have such kind of equipment on your hand. So unfortunately the light in this my room is so dark that it is quite hard to see the numbers, but it is 43.32 and always some extra decimals there, not rounding at once. So this is the more exact answer, and it is degrees. And after that we will check the accuracy requirement. There it should be round to 4 decimal places. So for example, if this is your assignment problem and you get this kind of result, then be sure that you check the correction requirement or accuracy requirement, 4 decimal places. So that means that there has to be 4 decimals or 4 numbers after this point here or dot there, and then we check if we have to round it up or down. So it will stay in this form because there is 4 the next decimal. So the rounded value will be 43.3242 degrees. This is the final answer for this problem. And then the last one, same kind of problem here. Yes, unfortunately I probably don't have the paper where it was shown what was yes I do. In the first test you made in this skills test, 31% of students could do this correctly, and it is quite usual because in triangle problems it is the Pythagorean theorem is the most simple one, or the case where in right angle triangle two sides, the lengths of two sides, and you have to calculate the third side. So it is always the Pythagorean theorem. And then these next two one are usually the next tricky one. So where we know some angle and one side, and we have to find out the another side of that triangle. There we will need sine or cosine or tangent, and this is the last kind of problem where we know two sides of triangle and have to calculate the angle, and mostly this is the hardest one concerning right angle triangle. But actually there is not it is not so hard when you find out which function you will use. Is it sine or cosine or tangent? These are the possibilities. And then after that, when you know that you have to find out the angle, then you will use these inverse functions.
Sorry.
Yeah.
me to my question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the only one, but some of us are not very familiar with finding angles using the cos, tan, and sin.
Yeah.
So how do you determine what to use? How do you decide if you're using tan, if you're using cos, or if you're using the sin?
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, uh, when we have when we know the cathetes or these legs or these sides which are in the right angle between each other. So in this triangle we use A and B, or this is the better figure there. So if we know these sides, so it will always be tangent, because in tangent function we use these cathetes here, or these sides which are in the right angle. But in sine and cosine we use always this hypotenuse, and if we for in my way to remember is that, wait a minute, I will try to find my example from the last time if I find it. Actually we only have tangent. Well, that's stupid. We in that test you mostly needed tangent. In these four last problems, 3 of those were such that there was tangent needed. But in my when I try to remember or try to learn to remember these rules, I remember it so that in tangent we use these cathetes here always, and in sine and cosine we always divide by hypotenuse. So in sine and cosine there will always be c at the bottom. There we had some examples last time. Here we wrote sine and cosine here. So both sine and cosine we had this c in the bottom part of this fraction. And then I remember that a if we took angle of a or alpha, the a is always in the opposite side than the side of a. So if there is a, this side of the triangle, the angle which is watching that side is always with the same number, or a and or alpha. So, for example, in this problem, when we had sorry, this last one, we have here B and C in this problem, and we notice that we have this C. We know C, the value of C. So it gives us two possibilities. It may be either sine or cosine, because in those we have always this hypotenuse in bottom part of this division. And which will it be sine or cosine? And then we will watch again this drawing here. Cosine is always that function which is touching the angle. We use those sides of the triangle which are touching that angle. I don't remember if yes, we wrote that Finnish memory rule. Cosini koskettaa, cosinis touches. So this cosine will be always that function which has all the letters there. So for example, if we have a, cosine a, or cosine alpha, then we have to have these other two letters there, b divided by c. cosine get these all letters. We had example where we have had B also here. We had a cosine beta or cosine B here. So we have the B letter here in the place of angle, so it leaves only A and C to the other side, A divided by C. Yes, there's sine perpendicular divided. Yeah, there's memory rules there written in the chat box there. Sine equals perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, and cosine base divided by hypotenuse tangent yes, that is in this picture we may say that this is base and this is the perpendicular. Uh, yeah, actually, I'm not sure if I understood that. Yes, but this is not so easy one. But of course, the picture can be written in the different ways. For example, if it is like in this way, it is not so easy to see which one is base and which is perpendicular there. But I hope when we will be practicing these, there are lots of exercises there in the Moodle. I hope this will be clearer. And of course, personally, you may send me also messages if you have problems to find out. It is always problem to with these how do I say, international mathematics, when we all have different kind of backgrounds or language background. And for example, as I told you, there are some memory rules in Finnish language which are I remember so well that every time I think of those memory rules, but they are based on the Finnish language, and the same holds with your own languages there also. So let's go that 26 there. So this was the problem, and now we have to find out what is we know B and we know C, and we want to find out what is the alpha. So 26 20, and what is the last word in if we have 26? 26. Now I try to draw a better drawing to get the possibility to check from the picture. I have there lots of space now, B and C. Now I will draw that triangle in this form, that I will draw this B here, and it is 112, or about, if I think that in millimeters, it is about 113 millimeters. So I will draw that kind of line there. There is 11 centimeters and then 3 millimeters still there, so it will be 113 millimeters. And this is B side of the triangle, 112.881. And then I have here the A side. I don't know the length of that, but I will try to draw a good picture of that. So it will go somewhere here, the A side of that triangle. This is A. That is something we don't know the value of. But we know that the length of C equals about 148. So I have to take, here I have a better ruler, a length of 148. So it will be something like this. And this C, C is and now we have to find the angle alpha or that big A. And we had this A side here. So in the opposite side of that, or in the opposite corner, we have to have this angle alpha. And that is what we are asked to calculate. Sorry about the voice. You may probably hear from my headphones. This cable is disgusting. It is okay. Probably now it is better. And now we have this case that we have B and C, the sides we know, and we have to calculate the angle which is between them. So actually we have B and C and alpha in the problem. So that means that this is an angle which touches these both sides here, so it will be cosine. So cosine alpha equals B divided by C. Of course, these may also be found from some formula book. I think in my Finnish book there is. Here it was suorakulmainen kolmio, which means right angle triangle. And there we have this cosine formula here. Cosine alpha equals B divided by C. So now we know the values of B and C. So and we want to find out what is the angle. So we use this inverse function, cosine minus 1. This is just a symbol of inverse function. You may remember, or maybe it's easier to understand if you see that you have to find out what is the value or measure of angle, and angle has a dimension or unit which is in this as in exponent, you would say. So here we have this -1, which is symbolically in the exponent or power part of this tangent here. And the same holds here. We want to find out what is the measure of angle alpha, so we use this inverse function notation here, B divided by C. So it is cosine minus 112.881 divided by 147.984 well, there are units meters, but they will be cancelled out, so I won't write those units in that expression. And then again I will try to find the inverse function from my calculator. Cosine -1 and then division will get a little over 40 degrees. And again, let's not round that immediately. We'll write some extra decimals there first. And again, in this problem, it was asked to round that to 4 decimal places. So right now we have this exact result here, and 4 decimal places will be shown here. And then we watch the fifth decimal, or the first one which is left out. It is 5, and that 5 rounds that 0 to up, so it will be 1. So the decimals will be 40.2891 degrees. Now I may used some time to draw a better picture in this problem. It is usually much more quicker to draw a good picture in your own paper than it is here using this document camera and this trying to see that well enough. But now when we watch the side, the measure of angle alpha in my picture, it seems like it is quite exactly 40 degrees. This line goes through the 40 degrees mark there. So when we watch the answer, we see that it is almost exactly 40 degrees. So we may be quite sure that we made this calculation correctly. Usually, if you draw a picture, you can find those angles at least in one number accuracy. Sometimes even more accurate, but mostly if the answer is rounded to whole number, in this point 40, then from picture you mostly can see measure the angle of either 40 or 39 or 41 degrees. So it will be maximum from one degree from that correct result. And of course, always the bigger picture gives better possibilities to check the angle correctly. Yes, but I think I will end today my lesson, or this myself speaking part of this lesson. I will end it now. I will stop the recording soon, but I will stay here up to 16 when the lessons will end, and I will answer the questions or check those check those answers you give me via email or WhatsApp. So please use these about 2 hours well, and practice triangle problems I have opened there. I will show it again where you will find those problems. Here in refresher course, there is this right angle triangle training series 1 here, and there are 9 problems to solve, and in all the problems you have to find out all the sides of the triangle and all the angles of the triangle, and it is shown what is the correct accuracy there. Yes, thank you, Altaf Pishair Altaf. There, thank you for writing those memory rules there. And yes, and these are problems that you should have a possibility to solve. Either you will use Pythagorean theorem or sine or cosine or tangent or the inverse functions. But note this, in this, of course, in when you actually have to solve some kind of triangle problem, you may use any way you know. Someone wants to use, or someone likes to use Pythagorean theorem as soon as it is possible. But in this problem here, or this practice area, this red text is important. So when you solve these problems, when you try to find lengths or angles, use only that information given in that problem. So for example, in problem 1, we know A and B. So all the sides and all the angles should be calculated with the help of A and B. You can't use C in those problems, even though you find out C quite easily from these starting values. And the same holds, for example, numbers 5 here. You know the length of A, and you know the angle of B, and other sides and other angles should be found out only with the knowing of A and beta. You can't use side B or side C or angle alpha with the calculation. And then this area of triangle that you may calculate however you like. So there are many possibilities, so there are no restrictions. But this notation is only for practicing these trigonometric functions, so that you get a good what is the way routine for those calculations. But remember that I'm here. You may ask anything you like, either with the help of chat box or either with the help of WhatsApp or email. So please take contact every time you need help. But I will end my speaking right now, and let's practice.
Share your WhatsApp number in the chat box.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I will write my number there.